Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today we were finally talking about my 2009 Jeep JKU Rubicon that I just put 110s and 40s on. It's been a long time since this Jeep has been on the channel, but it's finally done, and I did not make any videos in the process of building it because I paid someone to do it. Hate me if you want, but I'm busy and I did that, whatever. But Jeep is finished, turned out great. I did junkyard axles, 05 up, Dana 60 in the front out of a Ford, and a 14 bolt out of a Chevy 99 04, I believe. Yeah, that's what it is. So I'm going to go over what I did for the 110 swap. This will be a lot of information all at once, but I just want you guys to kind of see what I did. And at the end, I'm going to talk about exactly what it cost. Actually, that's not true. Vaguely what it cost, because I'm not going to get into detail because it would take me forever. But I have like vague numbers on what I spent. So I'm going to play some clips of the Jeep so you can see it, how it is now. It is very similar to before, but it looks better in person, I swear. So hope you enjoy the clips. Here it is. There it is. I hope you all like it. I know it is like the Jeep. I know it looks a lot like it did before, but in person it is different. I swear. Promise. Let's talk about everything that we did. I put a 05 up Ford Dana 60 in it. I bought it off eBay because here, let me turn it around. I bought it off eBay because I am busy and cannot go to a junkyard and pull one out myself. You could save some money by doing that. I use the Artec Apex truss kit. To me, that is the cleanest truss kit on the market. It looks the best, hands down. So we did that, and Reid knuckles, Artec aluminum steering linkage with Steersmarts Yeti ends. I deleted the electronic sway bar for a Hellwig sway bar. Reason being, I had to relocate the track bar because of the housing it was hitting. This is a TMR bracket. It moves it forward and out, and when you do that, you have to have a different size track bar. So this is a Yeti Steersmarts track bar, but it is for a JL because they're a little bit longer, and that's what I needed to essentially compensate for the movement of the track bar bracket. It is 8x6.5. I did Ford Timken bearings, and they were drilled to 8x6.5, and then I have rotors that are drilled to 8x6.5 as well. Obviously, it is not bump stopped yet. That is hopefully going to happen in the next week or two, because I'm hoping to go to Windrock the next month or so in this to do some wheeling. So bump stops will be very shortly. Warren hubs, KMC, exact same beadlocks I had before. Nitto trail grappler, 40, 13, 50, 17s. These are hands down the best 40-inch tire on-road and off-road. Fight me if you want. It is. It rides. They're quiet. They're soft. They're awesome. Let's go to the back. We did 14 bolt, like I said, out of a 99 04 Chevy. I think this one was out of an 03, I believe. I did obviously the Artec brackets and a Yeti Steersmarts track bar. We did do 62 tone rings, which was the factory for the Ford in the front, and then we did the pressed on in the rear, and then we cut it out and put the sensor there. Everything works perfect. 0 codes on my dash. Literally none. It works just like it would from the factory. No issues at all. I did 538 gears, ARB lockers front and rear. Everything is hooked up and ready to roll. just need to go wheeling. I did do spacers in the rear because the 14 bolt is not the same width as the front. If you've done some research, you would know that. I did add some flush mount lights on my bumper and some A-pillar lights as well. And those are, I did rigid in the rear. These are just aux beam for, like, I don't know, cube lights. They work great. I also did the Apex Auto Links sway bar disconnects. These, you turn the dial, it's just strut style, unlocks, and you have full flexibility. And then you just turn the knob, drive, and then it locks itself when you get on flat ground. Awesome setup. Absolutely awesome setup. And it looks badass too. Let me show you how I wired everything into the switch panel. So I did an aux beam 6-gang switch, super affordable, super clean. I just put it right there, wired it in, and everything's hooked up. So it's really good. All right. I do have a full build walk around of this Jeep. I'll just do some kind of walk around clips of it. Overall, super clean build. I did put a Poison Spider bumper. I don't think that was on my last video. I have the skid plate and fog lights, just haven't put them in yet. For me, I just feel like what a perfect build. I would never, ever, ever, ever choose black. Like, that would be the last thing I would pick as a black car. I got a great deal on that, so I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'll just have to like it. Turns out I love it. I think the black's great. If it was a brand new Jeep, I probably wouldn't like it as much because I'd be worried about it getting scratched all the time. Since it's not, don't really care, buff it out. The Jeep is literally as clean as it looks in this video. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. For 200,000 miles, perfect. I also didn't talk about this. I also did a PSC ram underneath here, PSC ram there. And I just did the PSC OEM style gearbox, not the big bore. The reason for that is when I do the Hemi, I will not be able to use a big bore box if I do the Hemi, which will happen, just a matter of time. That's why I did that one. Overall, I hope that's, I literally, it drives perfect. It turns the 40s, no problem. I can go 80 on the highway, and it's unbelievable. Like it was stock. Not really. Maybe I'm just used to it, but to me it feels great. So let's talk about what I have in this build. Paid $10,000 for the Jeep, which, yes, was a good deal. You can still find some Jeeps out there for that price. You just have to look, and they're not always going to be perfect. When I bought this, it did not look perfect. The hood was faded, and there was some fading on the windshield bracket. I got that fixed. I got it painted when I had the hood painted, so I wasn't super concerned about it. You just kind of have to look past those little things if you're going to buy something like this. I have about $10,000 in the long arms, the armor, the steps, the lighting, the bumpers, all that jazz, suspension, and that's installed, everything. That's about what I have in it. Now, keep in mind, I do work at a place where I have this stuff pretty available, and it makes it a little easier for me to get the products. Let's talk about the axles. It costs about $14,000 to do the 1-ton swap. That's wheels, tires, and everything. Maybe a little less. That might be overshooting it. That's just to be safe. Since this was a Rubicon and I built the Rubicon axles, I was able to sell those. I sold my wheels, tires, and axles for $8,000. So I actually only spent $6,000 to swap 1-tons. That was paying someone to cut them down, install them, everything. That's not just the cost of the axles in all the parts. That was installed in all labor. So let's say I have about $26,000 in this Jeep. 27 if you want to push it. Let's just say 27. Tell me you can find a cooler Jeep for $27,000. That's a JKU, that's a Rubicon on 1-tons and 40s. You can't, you just can't. I don't care who you are. So the whole purpose of this video is I want you to see that you can build a budget Jeep for less than $30,000 or $30,000 even if you bought the Jeep for more. It is doable and it is still possible. You just have to put the work in or find a friend that can do the work for you and make it happen. I'm extremely happy with how it turned out. I wouldn't change a thing about it. and I built it from start to finish. I have no intentions on selling this Jeep. You can't get something cooler for that price. You just can't. The XJ was awesome. It was cool. I just couldn't fit 3 car seats. At some point, we'll build another one. That's why this one is so affordable. If I start saving, maybe we can build an XJ again in the future. We'll see. I say that all the time. When the time is right, it'll happen. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I will be making more videos on just like, I guess like more detail on exactly what I did for this 1-ton swap. If you have any questions, just leave it below and I'll try to respond. Or if you want an instant response, hit me up on Instagram and send me a message there. I'm usually a lot quicker at responding on that. But overall, great Jeep, great build. Really happy with it. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. We'll see you next time. Peace.